How's it going, everybody? If you don't know, I am the New York Times bestselling author of The Autoimmune Solution, which is right back there, The Thyroid Connection, and the Autoimmune Solution Cookbook. Hi, Nella Rose. Hey, A Shade. Hey, I can't see everybody. Hello, how are you? Let me say hi to some people. Hi, Demi from Sydney. How's it going? Good to see you here. So, hi, Shaman from South Africa. Awesome. Love that there are people from all over the world. Hey, hey, hey. This is so exciting. So welcome, welcome. Let's see. Hi, Curly Hair. Hi, Susan Biel. How are you? So I am attempting to do a Facebook Live and an Instagram Live at the same time and answer your questions as well. I'm standing on a treadmill desk, and I actually thought about walking on my treadmill too, but I thought that might be sort of like rubbing your nose and in your belly and all those things, or whatever that is that you're supposed to do. Maybe next time I'll try that as well, to walk on my treadmill desk. Hey, Julie. Hey, Julia from North Carolina. How's it going? Hey, Maria. Hey, Stephanie. So Kelly's asking, wanted to start my program, but got put on some hormones. Is it okay to do with hormones? So Kelly, I don't know what kind of hormones you're on, but you know, thyroid is totally fine to do the program, even if you're doing bioidentical estrogen and progesterone and those types of things, totally fine. So y'all, I'm gonna be answering your questions live, but super quick for those of you who have no idea. Rashes, and rosacea, acne, psoriasis, chronic hives, rashes that people don't know what they are, fungal infection rashes, itchy ears, rectal genital itching, seasonal allergies. Any one of those things could really be from Candida. And certainly if you're saying yes to more than one of those things, they might seem like seemingly unrelated symptoms, and you go to your doctor and they're like, you know, you have to go to 4 different doctors for 4 different things because nobody's thinking that they're all related. They all could be related and go back to this one simple gut infection, which is Candida overgrowth. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I have what is called the Candida Breakthrough Challenge, which is starting, let's see, I think the 29th. So you have until Thursday, the 24th of January at midnight Central Standard Time to sign up for the challenge, because we're all doing it together. So we will all have our beautiful supplements, which I'll talk to you about, our kits, and we're all going to start prep week together and then embark on this journey together, including moi. So I've already been cutting out the sugar and some other things to go ahead and get a jump start on it. So you have until Thursday, midnight Central Standard Time, the 24th of January to sign up. And if you'd like to do that, you can go to amymd.io/challenge. And let me just go back over to Facebook real quick here. So, hey, Tammy, how's it going? Hey, Mary Levin, excuse me. Hey, Jamie. So I created this challenge. It's something that we do once a year. It's a very rare opportunity. And we do this only once a year because my entire team and I put our heart and soul into this. We focus many months of resources just on this program, getting it up and running. And then of course, guiding you through the entire 30 days. So it's super duper exciting to do it as a challenge. You know, the program is up all the time, but the challenge only happens once a year. And it's an extra special thing because we're all doing it together. You get the support of all the hundreds of other people going through it together. You get support from me, my team, my registered dietitian. I'm going through it with you. I'll go through all the stuff that you get. But the basic principle of the Candida Breakthrough Protocol that I established is, one, to starve the yeast. So we're going to be removing certain foods. We're going to be ditching the wines, the beers, the fermented foods, and even the really starchy fruits and vegetables. Then we're going to go in and we're going to kill the yeast, and we're going to kill the yeast with my special 1-2 punch, something called Candifense and caprylic acid. I'll show you guys this handy dandy, beautiful little, I can start to show it to you now, this beautiful kit that you get filled with supplements. Now this has both the Candida Challenge supplements and the upgrade, the FastTrack Upgrade, which I'll talk to you about. But CanDefense and caprylic acid, which I will go through what both of those are momentarily, as well as 100 billion unit probiotic to restore, which is step 3, restore the good bacteria. So I'm going to be talking to you all very specifically about those supplements in the program here in a minute. So what you get with the challenge, which is different than the regular program, you get everything that you get in the regular program. So you get a complete 30-day program where everything is mapped out for you. So we take all the guesswork out for you. It's literally like having me in your kitchen coaching you on exactly what to do. We have special tips and tricks about what to do if you have to travel, if you have to eat out when you're on the go. I'm busy, I travel, I eat out, all those things. So we have them covered. And we have recipes, obviously, for a full 30 days. We make it super easy for you because we include my very delicious paleo protein powder, vanilla paleo protein powder, and I'll go over this in a second as well. But so we have smoothies every morning for breakfast, which is awesome. I just finished a smoothie for lunch actually today. And all of the recipes, or most all of them, are 5 or less ingredients because we know you're super busy and you do not want to spend hours in the kitchen. So we have taken all that into account. If you have autoimmunity, 90-something% of the recipes are already autoimmune protocol, the Myers Way approved. The other ones, it's just a matter of taking like some nuts or some seeds or some egg or something out of the recipe, which makes it super easy, and we spell that out for you. So your kids, your spouse, they're gonna love it too. Elle eats this way, Javier eats this way. You know, you're not gonna have to be making second meals. We've taken all that into account. And then of course, you get the supplements, which is, poor connection. So the supplements that you get are CanDefense. And so, let me make sure it's redirecting here. Let me check you guys out on Facebook. Hello, hello. Hi, Elza from Sao Paulo. Hey, Dana, thanks for being on here and helping out. I appreciate that. If my team could let me know if y'all can see me, it's telling me that my Instagram is paused due to a poor connection, and maybe my hubby when he gets home could help me. I don't know why I'm having a poor connection on my phone because we have some internet in my house. So hi Maureen from a deep freeze in the Midwest. Hi Joan. So I don't know. Oh no, my video ended. Okay, let me just try to get back on Instagram, guys, and then if not, we'll just kind of go from there. So sorry about this. That's what you get for trying to multitask, right, and do too many things. Oh no, it's just taking the most fabulous picture of me. So I got this handy dandy little selfie stick, which is amazing, and I love it. However, it kind of is not the most stable thing when you're trying to stand it up. I honestly think that my little, is it here that I can easily grab it? Oh, okay. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight. Gonna do a little prop over here, and then we're gonna get back to it. Hang tight, hang tight. I'm gonna just put this up on here. All right, let me get back to this. And do your story. Okay, I think I'm back live on Instagram. Sorry, Facebookers, for all of that craziness. Let's see. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's dive into it, everybody. I was about to read you my Slack messages because that's what I'm looking at. Okay, hey, everybody, I'm back. Sorry about all the, what do I want to say? I'm going to be kind of looking up because I'm also looking at the Facebooker, so I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's get back to it. So we have CanDefense. CanDefense is really my go-to for Candida. It's some proprietary blend of enzymes that break down the yeast cell wall. And our bodies can't produce something called cellulase, which this produces, and it helps to digest the yeast cell wall. So this is really, really important when we're trying to kill the yeast. We're doing this all naturally. So this is, you know, a plant-derived enzyme, and it's specifically designed to kill the yeast without harming your healthy microbiome. So it's really great. You know, in medicine, you always really want to treat I don't know where to look now that everything's not at the same level. So sorry, everybody, I'm looking at different levels. But in medicine, you always want to treat things most specifically as you can. The more broad spectrum you get, like broad spectrum antibiotics, the more it kills a lot of different things. So this is very, very specific to the yeast, and that's why it's my really go-to if you have yeast overgrowth, because it's not going to really kill anything else other than the yeast. Now, the second powerful all-natural supplement that I use is caprylic acid. And caprylic acid, as I've mentioned, is also all-natural. This comes from short-chain fatty acids in coconut. So if you have a coconut sensitivity or allergy, typically it's not dealing with this. This is coming from the acids, not the protein, not the meat of the coconut itself. And this essentially pokes holes in the yeast cell wall. So in our caprylic acid, or my caprylic acid is buffered so that it allows those acids to survive the digestive tract and get down into your colon, where mostly it needs to work. And this also is working to optimize the pH in your gut to say goodbye to the Candida. And it too is also really pretty specific to Candida. Now, it can work with viruses, it can work with some bacteria as well, so it's not quite as specific as just the Candifence, but it's very gentle, and it's really not gonna disrupt your microbiome or your good microbiome in the way that like an antibiotic would. So that's why I love caprylic acid and Candifence. Some people ask me about things like much stronger things like oil of oregano, and that is like a bomb going off in your stomach. It really works well, but it can kill good and bad alike. So I really like to start with the Candifence and the caprylic acid, and then we're restoring your microbiome. And so we're doing that with 100 billion unit probiotic CFUs. Now, these probiotics that I carry are pharmaceutical grade. They've been studied to support your gut and immune function, and really get your microbiome back into health. So, many people say, oh, can't I just, do I really need supplements? Well, yeah, I mean, you need something to kill the yeast, and you need something to go back in and re-inoculate that delicate rainforest, as I like to refer to it. So these have been third-party tested. They're in a blister nitrogen pack, so they don't need to be refrigerated. It protects them against the air, and so they don't, get oxidized, and it doesn't kill the bacteria. And one of the main things is that this probiotic is guaranteed its potency until expiration. A lot of probiotics out there on the market guaranteed potency at the time of manufacture. But being someone who manufactures supplements, once you manufacture it, how long does it take to get to the warehouse? How long does it take to sell it? And then a lot of things have like a 2-year expiration date. And so at 2 years, if it's only been guaranteed at the time of manufacture, what really does that mean? So ours are guaranteed. In fact, they are made with about 300 billion CFUs, so that they are guaranteed till the time of expiration. So that's awesome. Okay, and then in addition to that, you're going to get my coconut charcoal, which is really a secret weapon that helps you when you have Candida overgrowth and you're starting to kill it. And I talked all about this in the webinar. Your body produces, or the Candida produces, something called acetaldehyde, which is actually a toxic byproduct of alcohol. It's why a lot of people with Candida overgrowth get that brain fog and the anxiety or depression or ADD or mood swings and things like that, because it can be very irritating to the brain. And so coconut charcoal really is made of millions of little tiny pores, and it binds those Candida toxic byproducts and help them get safely and quickly flushed from your system. So I really want you guys to succeed. And, in order to do that effectively, you need everything. And then, of course, we mentioned, or I've already mentioned, the paleo protein powder. So the vanilla paleo protein powder, which is fabulous. I literally have a smoothie almost every day. And even Elle goes, smoothie, smoothie, smoothie. Elle knows how to say smoothie, or sort of knows how to say smoothie, because she's grown up eating smoothies as well. And so you'll be drinking a delicious protein-packed smoothie each morning. They're like creamy and amazing. You're going to feel energized, throughout the day. You're going to feel full. You're not going to be, starving at 10 like I used to be when I was vegetarian, eating, carbs for breakfast. So it's made from grass-fed, pasture-raised beef that's never been given GMOs, hormones, antibiotics. It's grain-free, dairy-free, sugar-free. So it's really, really delicious. In addition, you'll be getting everything else that you get in the program, which is the symptom trackers and the progress trackers and the quizzes, so that you can mark your milestones and celebrate your successes. But best of all, what you'll be getting is 4 Facebook Lives with me. So we're going to create a private Facebook group just for the challengers going through the challenge. And so only if you're in the challenge can you be part of this Facebook group, and it's a much smaller Facebook group. And you get amazing support from all the other challengers. I mean, we get feedback. It's the most support people have ever received from any online program. It is incredible the amount of support that is offered by all the other challengers. You get support from my registered dietitian, Dana, you get support from my team, and you get support from me. And then in that Facebook group, we're going to be doing 4 live Q&A. So you'll be getting, you'll be getting support from me throughout the entire program. So they're scheduled for an hour. I spend whatever time it takes to answer all the questions for you guys. If you can't be in the Facebook group, you can email if you can't be there for the day, you can email your questions ahead of time. We send out the transcripts, and the recordings stay up in the Facebook group for the eternity of the group. And then we email out all the transcripts. We get them transcribed. So within 48 hours, we email those out. So if you miss it, you don't have Facebook, you only have Instagram, maybe we'll turn them into Instagram Lives too, but I don't think you can do groups on Instagram. So sorry. Okay, so it's just an incredible, this is really what makes the challenge different, is the fact that we go through it together. We're all doing it at the same time. You get the Facebook community, private community, you get support from everybody else who's doing it at the same time, and then you also get support from me and my team, and we're all doing it together. So if you're looking for fast results and to jumpstart your progress, we offer what's called the Gut Healing Repair Upgrade, and that includes collagen, which literally helps to seal, the tubules and villi that are in our gut are that break apart in a leaky gut are made of collagen. So this literally helps to bind those back up and seal that leaky gut. And then we have my favorite product. I had some of this today too. This along with my organic greens are my 2 favorite products now. Leaky Gut Revive, that has, it's my most comprehensive weapon to really repair a gut. It has L-glutamine in it. It has deglycerated licorice. It has marshmallow root. Lots of things to help you produce mucus, which is one of the main things that helps really to protect that leaky gut. And then the L-glutamine helps to rejuvenate the gut cells much more quickly. And then we have digestive enzymes that ease the digestive burden on your gut. And so a lot of problems people are having when they have candida and other infections or leaky gut, so they're not properly digesting and absorbing our food. So, so these really help to do that. So the standard challenge, honestly, when I did the webinar, that everything that you get adds up to like $3,700 for the challenge, but we're giving it to you for $399. And if you'd like to do the FastTrack Upgrade, it's $499. So that FastTrack Upgrade kit is not available on my website. We only offer it here to the challengers, and you get an added discount when you purchase it as well. So those are valued at more than $100. Okay, so we offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee, and we will begin prep week. Will begin on January 28th. So enrollment closes on Thursday, the 24th. And that is so that you have time to get your supplements. Now, if you're somebody who lives, there are a lot of people who've joined and they are in from, I saw somebody from South Africa. We had somebody from Australia. So we do ship worldwide, and there are a couple countries that we haven't been able to ship to. But for the most part, we ship worldwide. And so if you're someone from out of the country, or you live in a smaller town and it takes extra time for your mail, you would definitely want to not wait until the last minute. These are not scare tactics. We are all beginning at the same time. Or of course, you'd want to upgrade your shipping. So we do recommend that you upgrade to 2 or 3 day shipping if you're ordering beyond today. So if you'd like to join us with the challenge, you can enroll at amymd.io/challenge. and come join us today. I mean, it's an amazing thing. I'm going to jump to your questions here in one quick second, but it really is super fun. I've done this, I think, about 3 or 4 times now. And I really love the challenges because everybody's doing it together. And it's just an amazing amount of support. And I forgot to mention to you that, there's studies out there showing that, you are at least 2 times more likely to succeed if you do something as a group than one alone. So don't do this alone. Don't be left in the dark. Don't be wondering what's going on. Come join us today for the Candida Live Challenge. All right, so I'm going to get to your questions. There are quite a few, so let's jump to it. So Teresa wanted to know, can we still eat root vegetables on the diet? Absolutely. So you can still eat root vegetables, just the more starchy vegetables, we limit them to 2 cups a day. Starchy vegetables and or fruit to 2 cups a day. And we spell that all out for you in the program. When we finish the challenge, Cheryl's asking, will we receive a guide back to eating normal again? Absolutely, Cheryl, we do. We have what's called a road to recovery, your guide, your health roadmap to recovery guide, and it walks you through what to do if you, after 30 days, don't feel like it's gone and what to do. And then also if you're feeling great, how to ease back into, how to ease back in. So can we choose sugar-free gum on the program? So we're not huge fans of sugar-free gum, but there are getting to be some better sugar-free gums out there. So I don't think we have specifically in the program whether you can or can't, but if something you need to do to get through the program, by all means. Okay, let's see. Michelle, can we eliminate Candida if we're taking corticosteroids after treating an autoimmune disease? So that is a great question, Michelle. So that is a little bit of a case of a catch-22. So in my webinar, I talked about corticosteroids like, prednisone can actually lead to leaky gut and elevated sugars and lead to Candida. But likewise, leaky gut leaves you predisposed to autoimmunity. So it really is one of those cases of a catch-22. So in my clinic, if I have people on steroids, and I know that they have Candida, I don't not treat them until after they get off the steroids, because you might not get off the steroids till you treat the Candida, because the first step in healing your gut and getting rid of leaky gut and healing autoimmunity is healing your gut and getting rid of Candida. So it's less than ideal, but this could be the thing that really helps move the needle for you to then be able to back off and maybe eventually get off of those steroids. So you may just need to do the program a little bit longer than the 30 days. Okay, so Jennifer said she did the program in October, but she had to stop the coconut charcoal because it aggravated her constipation. Is there anything else to take as a binder that won't cause more constipation? So if your constipation is from, being bound up, for lack of a better word, when you take any kind of binder, it's going to do that for you. I mean, that's what binders do. They bind things. They pull water and they bind stuff together and then excrete it. So my number one go-to for people with constipation is magnesium citrate. That is my typical for my patients and whatnot, is to do magnesium citrate and drink tons of water, lots of water with the coconut charcoal, and, look to see, are there other reasons that you have constipation? Is your thyroid too low? Is there some sort of nutritional deficiency? Do you have an autoimmune condition that has a reason? Do you have SIBO? So it's hard to say, but the binders, do exactly what they do. Now, I want you to know the coconut charcoal is not required to do the program. So that's just there if you're having die-off or you have toxins and you want to bind them and flush them out, but you do not have to do that. We get that question asked frequently as well. They're doing great. They're not having die-off. Their bowel movements are awesome. They don't want to take coconut charcoal. You do not need to. I think it's a great thing to have in your medicine cabinet, sort of like an aspirin, because you never know when you might get glutened. The Javier, L, and Mocha and I all got the stomach flu, 24-hour flu over New Year's, and everybody in the family was taking charcoal. So it's a really great thing just to have on hand. So it's not likely going to go to waste if you're not using it. Of course, you can always give it to a friend if you just think you're not going to use it. Okay, Sandra, what can we do about oral thrush? So oral thrush is a form of fungus, usually Candida. And so the program certainly can help with that as well. Terry, does toenail fungus absolutely indicate the presence of Candida? No, it does not. I mean, you can definitely have just a very local toe fungus. I find, at least in my clinic after working with patients for a decade, that most people who have toe fungus, do have, Candida in their gut as well, or fungus elsewhere, typically. And many people have seen improvements in their nail and fungus by going through the Candida program. So Anita, I'm almost halfway through taking a bottle of caprylic acid and Candifens, but I still have sweet cravings. Any advice? So Anita, that's a real heavy hitter, because there's so many things without talking to you that could be going on. Could be just that you have a really bad case, and that it's just going to take you longer. I don't know if you're following the diet, if you just bought the supplements but you don't have a diet that you're following. Maybe you're using my book and you haven't actually cut back on the carbs, even the good carbs. So L-glutamine can be really helpful with sugar cravings as well. Sugar cravings can also be an adrenal issue, so looking at adrenal support. Without chatting with you specifically, it's a bit difficult without getting a little bit more information. You could also post the question below, and Dana, I can see, is answering some questions, so she might be able to ask a few more. Okay, does vaginal thrush mean Candida? Well, vaginal thrush or vaginal yeast infection, so yeast overgrowth and Candida overgrowth, I use them interchangeably. Candida is a form of yeast, and Candida is the most common type of yeast that people have, but you can have all different types of yeast, and the program that I'm referring to here today can work for those as well. So again, that's sort of the same question about the toe fungus. It could be something, and the oral thrush fungus, it certainly could be something that is very local, but for most people I see, particularly if they're repeated, infections, that it typically is more systemic than just right there. Okay, so hey team, so I think you just go ahead and post the questions below down at the bottom instead of trying to put them back in the categories, because I'm going down and I'm not going to see any new questions. It's cool. No worries about the categories, team. I really appreciate it. We don't need to do that for this. Super helpful for the Facebook Lives that we're going to do for the group, for the challenge, but not necessary here. If you just put them all down that you think I need to answer, that would be awesome. So the ones at the top, if y'all could bring them down below, would be awesome. Bree, can we do this program if you have histamine intolerance? Yes, you can. Histamine intolerance, I see often, is also related to SIBO. And so many people who have Candida also have SIBO. And we talked to you about how to do both programs at the same time. So you can kill SIBO at the same time. But again, I had histamine intolerance. And the reason I first wrote about histamine intolerance was because I had it myself. I didn't know what it was getting these random headaches. I finally figured it out. Turns out I had SIBO, treated my SIBO, my histamine intolerance went away. Doesn't mean just because that happened to me, that happens with a lot of people, but I see that. I used to see that in my clinic all the time. So let me see. Okay, Joanne, should a prescription drug be taken to get rid of Candida? Do we need supplements to keep it from coming back? So Joanne, being a medical doctor and in my clinic, I certainly prescribed antifungals to people in my clinic. However, many people came to see me because they wanted to treat things naturally as possible. And some people wouldn't want to do the prescriptions. And so I find that the program that I'm talking about today, these are the same supplements that I use in my clinic. And many people would just do the supplements and not do the antifungal. Now, if you have a really bad case, it is something that, conventional medicine or alternative medicine, taking a diflucan or something like that can be helpful. So if you're working with a physician, often when we're doing this protocol, we're working, people are in the group working with a functional medicine doctor or a doctor, and they will prescribe them antifungals. And it's fine to do that if you're under a doctor's care while doing the Candida challenge as well. So how long do I need to wait after the thyroid supplements in the morning before the Candida supplements? We spell all that out for you in the program. We got you covered. So many people dealing with this also have thyroid. There's a tiny bit of calcium in the caprylic acid as a buffer. Generally speaking, the Candifens and caprylic acid don't mess with your thyroid hormone. Kelly, does the protein powder have any gums or additives? So it is literally hydrolyzed protein powder, hydrolyzed beef, and then of course some natural flavors for whatever flavor it is, vanilla. And then the ones that are flavored, we have an unflavored one that has nothing. It is literally just hydrolyzed beef. And so that is available to you. It does not come in the kit. Actually, that made me wonder, did we ever solve that for the program, guys, that people could pick an option? we offer that as a standalone product. You can get that. The vanilla has a tiny bit of stevia in it to help with sweetness, but there are no additives in terms of like kind of what I don't know what you're referring to as additives, but preservatives or additives, no, and no gums in there. So Dana, can you take these supplements while taking other medications like thyroid, diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety, Enroll for psoriasis? So Dana, I cannot speak to your medical history specifically. However, generally speaking, thyroid, no problem. Diabetes, no problem, except that I want people with diabetes to be checking their sugars much more frequently, because inevitably people who do this program and they have diabetes, their sugar levels come down and people can decrease and often get off their type 2 diabetes medications. So please be checking those. Same thing, people in the program tend to lose weight on an average about 6 pounds or more in the program. My Javier's aunt's doing the program right now on her own, and she was literally, I think, not even 2 weeks. I mean, maybe a week into it, she'd already lost 5 pounds. I think she was 5 days into it, something. She's like, I wouldn't even try. So yeah, not even trying, you can definitely lose weight on this program. So if you are on blood pressure medication and you lose weight, your blood pressure will likely come down as well. So you just need to be making sure that you are checking, if you're taking these medications, that you're checking. Same thing in my presentation with the webinar. It was something, I've forgotten the percent off the top of my head, but the vast majority of people with, or some percentage of people with psoriasis actually have Candida, and Candida can cause the psoriasis flares to be worse. So I anticipate, without knowing you, but knowing my patients and working with them in the past, all of these things that Dana is writing about here, that there is the potential to be lowering or coming off these medications. So just make sure you're working with your doctor and you're checking your levels and paying close attention that you don't just keep taking them at the same level, because you may be able to reduce them or get off of them. So will the licorice and leaky gut product interfere with thyroid medications? I don't know of any interaction with deglycerated licorice and thyroid hormone. And I take thyroid hormone and leaky gut revive almost daily. I take my thyroid hormone daily. I take leaky gut revive almost daily. So is your older probiotic Sienna prescripticist soil based? So I was going to tackle SIBO and Candida all at once as part of the challenge. Can I take this one? So yeah, Prescripticist is no longer available. That is a supplement that I bought from the people who produce Prescripticist, and I'm sorry, I do believe that supplement still exists, but I don't know the full story. I think 2 people owned it. They had a falling out or something happened, and the old formula no longer exists. So the Prescripticist that is available on the market now is not the same that I used to carry. So when that happened, I actually formulated my own soil-based probiotic, and it's called Primal Earth Probiotic. And that's the probiotic that we recommend if you're gonna be doing the SIBO and Candida at the same time. So it comes as part of the SIBO kit. So if you're gonna do Candida, the Candida challenge, and you wanna treat SIBO at the same time, then you buy the SIBO kit in addition to the Candida challenge. And then in the Candida challenge, we walk you through exactly how to treat both of them at the same time. And a lot of people will be doing that, so you will not be alone. Okay. Francia is nursing, and she's also already joined the challenge. Awesome. So what will I take differently? So Francia, we won't want you to take, while you're still nursing, the Candida and the Candifence and the caprylic acid. I'm sure they're totally fine while nursing, but there's just not enough studies to do that. The probiotic, you of course will want to take. I would recommend that anybody who's nursing or pregnant anyway, so that that helps to establish your child's microbiome with good bacteria. So that's what you'll be doing differently. You bought the upgrade, all of that should be okay as well. You may want to double check with your physician just about the leaky gut revive and see if that is okay while breastfeeding as well. So congratulations, looking forward to seeing you in the challenge. Barbara, if someone has recently been on antibiotics, should they wait to recover before doing the program? I think part of your recovery, if you've recently been on the antibiotics and you're not currently on them, is probably to do the program, because that might have wiped out all your good bacteria. So I would say no. I would say, you know, of course, without knowing your health history, but just hearing that generally speaking, run, don't walk to join us in the Candida Challenge. Laura, do I need to be monitored by a doctor as I do this? Laura, I don't know your personal health history. Certainly there are plenty of people who do not need to be monitored by a physician, you know, as they're doing this. Certainly someone more complex like Dana, who was talking about diabetes and high blood pressure and psoriasis and Enroll and anxiety and things like that. I'm imagining she is being monitored, and she would want to be continue to be monitored by her physician. So I'd probably say if you're currently being monitored by a physician, continue to be monitored. If you don't have any health reasons that you need to be monitored by a physician, this is, you know, we go very slowly as opposed to some, you know, cleanses and things like that out there. This is a diet that is very nutritionally dense. The supplements we you know, as this has opened up and, you know, reaching more people who don't necessarily always know of me, we take a week to ease into things with just the diet, then we ease into the supplements, and we walk you through exactly how to do that if you're a really sensitive person. So many people do not actually have die-off on this program, but it really depends on where on the spectrum you are and what your diet was like before. And if you have it, you know, we have that all, excuse me, covered for you. Okay, Marky, how do I know if I need the autoimmune program or the Candida Challenge? I'm for sure have fibromyalgia, arthritis, etc. So my team can post some quizzes that, for you, Marky, and see. So if you do have autoimmunity, then the autoimmune program is a great place to start. And within the autoimmune program, you'll be healing your gut. And if you have Candida, then you'll sort of pause and heal Candida. So you can actually do them both at the same time. If you feel that Candida is your biggest problem, just come on over and join us in the Candida Challenge. The food is really, it's all autoimmune approved. You know, we have an autoimmune track inside the Candida Challenge. So it's a great place to start no matter what you're dealing with. Sue, is caffeine allowed? Typically, we don't have you have caffeine on the program because we really want to see, you know, what your baseline is. And a lot of people are super addicted to caffeine and getting their energy from caffeine and sugar. There's nothing like caffeine that feeds the yeast, but a lot of teas and a lot of coffees are really moldy. So we do have you avoid that. I mean, I think there's some decaf green tea or maybe even some caffeinated green tea that you can have. Okay, let's see. Liz, is there a test to be done on your gut to see if you have Candida? There are some testing, and you can get some, I don't know if Ulta Labs, we could put the link there, Ulta Labs, if they're doing the stool test now, or a functional medicine practitioner can run a stool test for you for sure. My team could also probably post the link to the article about how to test for Candida. There's several different places. You can test in your colon, you can test in your small intestines, and then you can test an immune reaction in your blood. I find if you say yes to any of the symptoms that I mentioned at the beginning of this live, and on Instagram, it cut off. So there's a second live. So if you go to my stories, you can see the list of symptoms, and my team will post a link to, a free quiz that you can do as well. I find that those are great. If you test positive to that, likelihood is that you have it. Could there be permanent brain damage from Candida? Frank, you know, I was reading some articles as I was getting ready for my webinar about acetaldehyde and the brain and blood-brain barrier. I mean, I suppose, you know, over time, it's just like, you know, alcohol can damage your brain. If you have, you know, really high Candida levels for many, many years and it's producing acetaldehyde, that does cross the blood-brain barrier. So I do think it is possible. Now, I can't, you know, I don't know any studies. I can't even say that I saw that in my clinic, but, you know, theoretically, I'm sure it's possible. I don't know specifically. Okay, let's see. Okay, what should we expect in the short term, and how long should we expect to see results? From Connie. So Connie, that's an awesome question, and that's very difficult to answer just trying to be, evasive here. Just really depends on how long you've had this, what other health issues you have going on, and what your diet is like right now. There are people in my clinic, I would see this all the time, and they'd come in and just be like, oh my God, particularly in the beginning when I was new, like, I don't know how I'm going to help this person. And they come back 30 days later and, they're like a new person, singing your praises. And then I'd see people who I'm like, oh my God, I've seen this so many times. It's going to be this, just go off and do this, and then come back and they haven't budged. So everybody really is an individual, and it's very difficult to say. I would say most people, so for some people, things can get worse before better. Tia, I hope you don't mind me talking about you, but Tia had some eczema on her hands that actually got really bad within the first couple of days, although she'd also started a steroid cream on her hands and she thinks it's related to that. But I've seen rashes, itching, bloating. I've seen things get worse at first because all that candida is dying off and is producing all that acetaldehyde. And then, certainly if you were eating a diet high in carbs and sugar and you're sort of in caffeine and you're withdrawing from that stuff, and then, you're having die off as well, I've seen people get worse. Now, not everybody, but people can get worse. But after about a week, you should definitely be like, I remember the first time I did an elimination diet and did this. I remember after a week, it was like all of my senses and awarenesses were just heightened. Like everything seemed so much clearer to me. Like I could hear better, I could see better, things were brighter. And so that's a lot of times. Now, sometimes people feel that right away and they don't go through any of the other. Sometimes you don't feel bad or feel good for a week or so. Sometimes you feel worse and then you feel good. So it's hard to say, but certainly by the midpoint, people should be, like, wow, this is, like they say with babies, right? Like the time where you're like, oh my God, I can't believe I haven't slept. And then, they learn how to smile, and then, they giggle, and then they learn the word mama, and, all those things just when you're like, I think I've had it. So one of those moments where you're kind of like, oh, I think I've had it. And then something brilliant happens and you feel great. So to keep you going. So can you make progress with the Candida challenge if you're dealing with mycotoxins? Yes, in fact, I often see people with mycotoxins have Candida, and it's, I use this program, or would use this program on my patients who had mycotoxins as well. What should be done differently when addressing Candida versus SIBO? I kind of already went over that, and that is addressed fully in the challenge in the program. Can I use your paleo protein powder if I have a sensitivity to beef? So Julia, I don't know if it's just a sensitivity, like on a lab test, or that's literally you eat it and you have a problem, or it's a true allergy. I don't know what your sensitivity is. If it's just on a lab test, then you may want to try it and see how you feel. The proof is in the pudding, so to speak. But certainly, if you have a true sensitivity to beef, it is hydrolyzed beef. Now, sometimes when things are, processed in a different way, like some people can drink milk but not eat cheese, but, and can't eat yogurt, or sometimes they can eat yogurt but not milk or cheese. So when things are processed in a different way, sometimes people can tolerate it. So you certainly can give it a try. We have a 30-day return guarantee. What do you do about sugar cravings during the process? The L-glutamine, the Leaky Gut Revive is super helpful for that. And we have a few tips and tricks in the program, and really just getting off of it. If you're a person, we ease into things. So if you're a person who likes to tiptoe into the pool, you can do that. Or if you like to dive straight in, you can do that. Really just kind of getting off the sugar gets rid of the sugar cravings. Okay, let's see. Rita, could it help if I just followed the diet without using the supplements? So Rita, absolutely, something is better than nothing. But I have found when it comes to Candida, and this is not a lie, I'm not trying to say this to get you to buy something, go buy supplements somewhere else. I am not saying this. This literally is in my experience with people who came to see me in my clinic after 10 years. The diet, that's what they did before. They did the diet, they tried the diet, but they hadn't kind of done everything together. Or some people had done supplements, but didn't do the diet. It's that 1, 2, 3, that 1, 2, 3 punch. So, your step 1 is starving it. So that's the diet. Step 2 is the 1-2 punch with the caprylic acid and the candesol. And then step 3, is restoring or re-inoculating your gut with the probiotics. So I have found in my clinical experience, after working literally with thousands of people with Candida from around the world, that you really need the 1, 2, 3 steps, and you need it all at once. But certainly if for whatever reason you can't get the supplements, it's just not in your budget, whatever it is, doing the diet is going to do something for sure. Okay, everybody, I think that's the end of the question. So those of you on Instagram Live, this is part 2, part 1 cut out. Sorry about that, so you can head back. I'll wait a second to see if there are any more questions. Really appreciate it. So if you're interested, we are having a Candida Live challenge. So what that means is you get this, you know, handy dandy, let me put them back in. I'm not doing it as pretty as it is, but handy dandy kit with all the supplements that you need to fight Candida and restore your microbiome back. You get all the digital assets that are, you know, to walk you through the 30-day challenge, meal plans, recipes to make your life a breeze. But what really makes this challenge special is because all of that's typically always available on my website. The program is not on my website right now because we're trying to get everybody into the challenge. But after we start the challenge, the program will be back up on my website. Or if you don't want to do that, we have what's called the Candida Kit, where you can just get the supplements and, you know, do it on your own and at your own time. But the Candida Challenge, to me, is super fun. We do this once a year. Literally, this has taken my team and myself weeks to get together. We spend, you know, 30 days together. It's more like 6 weeks because we have prep week and, you know, all this time pre-challenge together, where we're giving it our all. And we establish a Facebook group, the private Facebook group just for the challengers. And you have support of hundreds of people going through the challenge. It's really quite incredible. One woman last time, her daughter was getting married and she didn't know what to do, you know, because she was doing this and her daughter was getting married, blah, blah. And, you know, I mean, I have goosebumps literally right now. I don't know if you can see them, but she survived the wedding. She didn't, you know, decide, you know, it was like, go enjoy the wedding. She didn't eat, you know, anything outside that she wasn't supposed to eat. She came back, literally had goosebumps head to toe right now. It was just like the most fabulous story about this woman and how supported she felt, not by me, not by my team, but by the rep. I mean, not that she didn't feel supported by us, but I mean, she felt so supported and I could see it from all the other challengers. So that to me is just priceless, frankly. And then you get 4 live Q&As with me. So just like this, where I'm answering all your questions that you have. If you can't be there, you can email them ahead of time. We keep the videos up in the group. We get all of them transcribed and then we email them out to you within 48 hours. So if you can't be there, you know, you still get all of the information. You can see it as a video. You can read it as a transcript. So that's super great. And then the group itself is monitored by Dana. Many of y'all heard Dana has headed back to school, so let's all give Dana a little shout out. Good luck to Dana. Her first day back at school is tomorrow. But Dana is still working with me part-time while she's in school. What a you know, rock star she is. So Dana's still helping me part-time, so she'll be here for the challenge. She'll be there to answer your questions. She'll even be doing some very special one-on-one wellness coaching that's only available to people in the challenge. And then my team, I have a couple great team members, Jackie and Claire, who you'll get to know, who will also be helping to answer questions during office hours, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, during you know, during the course of the challenge. So it's really amazing, and it's super. Come join us if you've been looking to change your life, change your health. You've been struggling with, you know, chronic yeast infections, nail infections, anxiety, depression, brain fog, mood swings, psoriasis, autoimmunity, digestive issues, ADD, let's see, I mean, God, you name it, you could have it. So if you've been struggling with any of that stuff, you can head on over to, you know, weight gain, digestive issues, diabetes, people with diabetes, itchy skin, rashes, sinus infections. Head on over to amymd.io/challenge and sign up. So don't wait. And I look forward to spending more time with you on the 28th. And so you have until the 24th at midnight Central Standard Time to sign up, and then we're all getting started on the 28th. Don't forget, if you plan to do the challenge, you're gonna get this big box of supplements, and that if you live out of the country or live in a place that mail is difficult to get and your mail doesn't arrive or isn't reliable for whatever reason, you want to upgrade your shipping to 2 to 3 day shipping. And if you live out of the country, like, order now, don't wait, like, seriously, because we run into that every year. Oh, I didn't get my supplements in time. So don't wait. The price isn't changing. There's nothing crazy. I don't have any crazy marketing tactics. It's over $3,700 value for $399. We only offer this one time a year. And so if you're on the fence, go ahead, do it now. Get your supplements. We have a 30-day return guarantee, if it doesn't work for you. All right, everybody, have a great Monday. I'm so used to doing this on Tuesday. I can't believe I never said Tuesday once. So have a great Monday, everybody. Talk with you later. Bye, Instagram. Bye, Facebook.